I enjoy the Super Bowl in general. I grew up watching the Super Bowl with my family and friends, and I always enjoyed it. And it was just such a good game. It was good football, right? It was good football. If you're a football lover, you appreciate greatness. Both teams, really, both teams, really good football. But did you have a chance to watch the commercials? I know a lot of people watch the commercials, the Super Bowl commercials. Did you watch any?
There was nothing that stuck out. I mean, it stuck out to me. Like usually I have a favorite, but I didn't really have a favorite this year.
Okay, yeah, there were some funny ones. I was actually, I don't know if you're a movie buff. I love movies, and they had the Indiana Jones premiere. That's do you like Indiana Jones? Come on, that's classic, right? If you're an Indiana Jones lover, you'll love that they're coming out with a new movie and with Harrison Ford. So super excited. That gave me all the feels. I was like, oh my gosh, Indiana Jones, so exciting. But they had some really fun commercials. The Doritos commercial was funny. Diet Pepsi they had. I love funny commercials. They just keep you engaged. But did you have a chance to watch the halftime show?
Yeah, I did. What did you think?
I love Rihanna.
Yeah, me too.
I love her. I'm a huge Rihanna fan, and I know that she's a businesswoman, and I have a lot of respect for that, because if you think about it, she really was promoting her business, Fenty Beauty. Right. And since this is a podcast about beauty, if you love Fenty Beauty, you should try it. I love Fenty Beauty makeup. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah. I'm wearing the setting powder right today.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I had filming earlier this morning, and I knew that this was going to be a long day of filming, especially getting ready for the podcast. And I tried her setting powder. Amazing. Wow. And it smells good too. Usually setting powder doesn't have an aroma or a scent, or it doesn't smell good at all, but it smells good.
And she's brave. Like, she see the height that she's coming down from?
Oh, yes. No, she definitely is not only a talented artist, but just a businesswoman. You appreciate that. And I think I feel that was the reason why she took on accepted I guess you would say, the opportunity to be a part of the halftime show, because she really wanted to promote her business on top of she's pregnant. Yeah. So more props to her. I mean, she was able to perform in the air, if you want to say, in the air, pregnant. But again, I'm a Rihanna fan, so I appreciated the production as a whole. And if you look at the production as a whole, you'll see that a lot of work and effort went into everything, putting it together. But going back to the Eagles, we still love them. Great ride. I mean, it was so fun to watch every game building up to the Super Bowl. We should still be proud of our Eagles. So go Birds, and we're ready for we'll be ready for the next season.
Yeah. And how about the women jet pilots? All women.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, that's right. I didn't realize that until someone mentioned that. That was really awesome. Yeah, that was definitely awesome. I appreciated they highlighted that and they mentioned that. So, but let's shift gears a little bit, Randy. So Valentine's Day is tomorrow. As you see, we're kind of rocking the red. Yeah, Randy's got the handkerchief, and I'm wearing a little red. If you are a Valentine's Day lover, which I am, I love the holiday, because yes, people may say, oh, you should celebrate love all year round. Yes, I agree. But let's play it up. Mine as well. Let's, even if you have to just tell your friends, your family, your siblings, your loved ones, just you love them and appreciate them, definitely. Let's, take the time to do that this week, especially tomorrow.
I think us guys need reminded.
Okay, I'm reminding you.
Yeah, once a year.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. It said I read a statistic that Valentine's Day is the second busiest holiday for restaurants.
Yeah.
So
you're going to be busy.
Yes. Listen, I am not complaining. That is a wonderful thing. We're very grateful for the reservations that we have ready to go at V&M Bistro. Wow. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I own and operate an Italian restaurant in North Wilmington, Delaware, called V&M Bistro, alongside with my sister, Margherita. We're third generation restaurateurs, And it's just something that we don't know anything else. We love it, and we're gearing up for it. So we're really excited for tomorrow. The restaurant's closed on Sundays and Mondays. We're open Tuesday through Saturday for dine-in service starting at 4 o'clock. We are open for takeout all day long starting at 11, but I always like to reiterate the hours of operation because it has changed a little bit that our dine-in service starts at 4 p.m. But we're really excited. We're gearing up for that. But let me tell you about today. So I don't know if you know this, Randy. Did you know today is Galentine's Day?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Galentine's Day
Do I
is
have to buy a gift?
No, actually, you don't have to do anything. It's for the ladies. Whether you just want to get together with your friends, whatever you want to do, it's really for the ladies. Actually, my sister and I wanted to go out for sushi tonight.
Yeah.
We couldn't because of the way our schedules were working out. So we had to take a rain check, but we're going to celebrate Galentine's Day on another day. But usually you're supposed to celebrate Galentine's Day the day before Valentine's Day. So today might be a busy day for restaurants because it's going to be for the ladies.
Wow.
It's a day just to celebrate with your girlfriends, and that's why it's called Galentine's Day.
I know the salons do a big gift certificate business.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So if you're for all the guys out there listening, if you need a good or great gift idea, go to one of Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails locations and purchase a gift card to give to your sweetie pie.
And then take your loved one to be in restaurant.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's a good plug. There you go. Reservations are a little full for tomorrow, but you can purchase a gift card. Definitely purchase a gift card, or just join us another day. You could celebrate. You should be celebrating love any day and every day. So don't think that you have to go out on February 14th to celebrate the holiday. You can celebrate it any day of the week, really. So take a look at V&M Bistro, or you can just visit our website, vnbistro.com.
That sounds delicious.
Actually, my sister's gearing up because she about their custom treats. My sister she's so talented. She creates these beautiful custom treats like cakesicles and chocolate covered strawberries and chocolate covered pretzels on top of everything else she does. She's the mixologist behind the bar. She handcrafts all the cocktails, but she has such a gift for creating these beautiful treats, and she's been preparing for tomorrow because tomorrow is also a day where so many people purchase chocolate covered strawberries.
That's my favorite.
You love chocolate covered strawberries? Me too. I actually do appreciate a good chocolate covered strawberries. So
anything
too funny.
Chocolate.
Anything chocolate?
Yeah.
Do you like white chocolate or dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate, but I like white chocolate.
Excellent. Yeah, I love chocolate too. White chocolate's my favorite. But I love all chocolate. I mean, I have a sweet tooth. So, but anyway, before we get into talking about our guest, which we're so excited about, I wanted just to reiterate, welcome everyone to the 12th episode of Pronto. It's a lifestyle podcast where we're excited to talk about all the beautiful things life has to offer: fashion, self-care, inspiration, favorite memories, or just, anything that comes, to mind. We love to chat about everything that, that's going on between both of our lives since we live such busy lives. So thank you for everyone tuning in. But we have a really awesome guest on the show today. Aren't you excited about this one,
I'm really
Randy?
excited.
Yes, this one is going to be one for the books. Just when you think you keep elevating every episode, I'm like, wow, that was a great guest. Wow, that was a great guest. And it just keeps getting better and better. But I think we're just so fortunate to have so many influential people that join us here on Pronto. So thank you to all of our past guests, and thank you to our future that will be joining us. But without further ado, I think we should introduce our next guest. So we are so excited to welcome our guest for today. Olivia Buckle has worked in the performing arts her entire life through the realms of dance, theater, film, modeling, and behind the curtains as a choreographer, producer, and director. Her career as a dancer kicked off professionally in 2005 at the age of 15. In 2011, at the age of 21, she moved to London, England to found her own dancing school and build dance programs for the youth in West London. She has been casted in leading and supporting roles for over 18 features and short films. She was even nominated for the Best Supporting Actress and has views into the millions for one of her features called City of Trees, and is in the editing process of her own directorial and writer debut. Very excited, very excited. In December, Looking for Her was released on Tubi and was received so well, even making Entertainment Weekly's list of must-see holiday movies for 2022. She has two new projects to be released soon called Cheer, Drama, Murder, and her fiance's Double Life. Commercially, she has booked national spots for Fiat, Rakuten, Twisted Tea, Cartier, Gaitang, Identity, and Discover Credit Card are just a few brands. Wow, that's a lot, right,
Oh,
Randy?
wow.
Well, Olivia has worked even as a print model, so clearly she has a resume. Please welcome Olivia Buckle.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi, Olivia.
Olivia.
Hello.
Oh
Thank
my
you
gosh.
so much for having me. I'm so excited to chat with you guys.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Your bio is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's funny. It's not often read out loud to me. So I'm
Well,
like,
we're here
okay.
to remind you that you are doing some awesome things, and you're kind of a big deal. So we're going to here to remind you of that.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Olivia, thank you again for joining us here on Pronto. We are just Randy and I have been talking about this episode because we were like, oh my gosh, we have so much to talk to her about. But before we dive into all of our questions, let's just start with, let's give our viewers, a chance to get to know you a little bit. So let's dive right into, who is Olivia Buckle?
Well, I'm originally from Vancouver, Canada. Like you said, I've been a performer my whole life. I currently live in Los Angeles. I moved here in 2017 after living in Europe for about 6 years. And I met my fiance when I moved to LA, like within a month of being here. And he is from Wilmington, Delaware.
Wow.
So we got married on New Year's Eve, of course, at the Hotel DuPont.
Oh, how
And
fun.
so I've been able to spend a lot of time in Delaware, which is really lovely.
Oh, that's so fun. You got married at Hotel DuPont.
Yeah.
See, anybody that knows Delaware and knows Hotel DuPont knows that it's an iconic location. Really, it is. And I'm sure that it was just a party for the books because, what a great date to get married, New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Whose idea was
so
that?
much fun. It was I'll say it was my idea, but then he'll say it was his.
Okay.
It was my idea. It really just kind of happened organically. We found the venue. Obviously I had never been there before, and it just totally took me. And we went on the tour right after New Year's Eve. So all the holiday decorations were still up, and it was just so glamorous and beautiful. And I felt like I was in a mini Versailles or something. And when we went back to look at the dates of when we should book it for the wedding, we were like, New Year's Eve is on a Saturday. I think this needs to happen.
You're like, this could work. This could work.
This could be good. So we went with it.
Photos. Oh my God, I love that photo. Olivia, who took your photos? They're beautiful.
Oh, he did such an amazing job. His name is Afrique Armando. He's out of Philly. And our wedding coordinator designer is Megan Papiano from House of Catherine. And she did such an incredible job of setting the mood and all the greenery and everything. I mean, they did an incredible job. And the two of them work together a lot. So they have amazing chemistry and speak the same language. So It was a team effort.
Yeah, they're so beautiful. And I love that they're just so different. I mean, obviously, you're no stranger to the camera. So your confidence is showing so well because, again, this is, it's your career. You're just so natural. But I mean, they're beautiful, like out of a magazine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the mirror.
Oh, yeah. So the mirror that was shown in the backdrop of that, there you go. Okay. That mirror was brought into my now husband's family as an antique about 30 years ago. And there was a rumor within the family that it was from the original Hotel DuPont when they first built it, before they built the wing where the gold ballroom is.
Mm.
So we did some deep diving, and when we were into the hotel, we were asking around, and the hotel has a historian that works there full time. And he indeed confirmed with us that where the lobby is of the Hotel DuPont currently, the wall to go into the gold ballroom, that was just the exterior wall. And that was the rose room, tea room for the women. And along that wall, they had all of these mirrors. And if you look closely, you can see the roses coming off the top of the mirrors.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So when
Beautiful.
they did the extension, they got rid of a couple of those mirrors, and somehow my husband's family ended up with it.
Wow.
So we had it restored,
Okay.
and then had it brought back into its original place for the wedding. So it
Wow.
was pretty incredible, and everyone in the hotel was coming by to look at it, like asking about the story. It was really fun.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Wow.
Well, it definitely made beautiful photos as well for the wedding. It was very fitting.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you were able to share those with us, because
Yeah.
it does make that connection to Delaware. If you know, for a lot of our viewership, yes, is in the tri-state area, but I would say predominantly Delaware too. And I feel that they would understand. And if, I mean, every Delawarean knows the iconic Hotel DuPont. So again, beautiful photos. So glad you're able to share that with us. But we're going to shift gears a little bit, because we want to talk a little bit more about your career, and just kind of share with us, like, how did you, like, what gave you that purpose to get into the performing arts? I mean, what was that all about? Like, where's your passion coming from?
Yeah, it's so funny. I just have always had it. My mom put me in dance classes when I was 2, and then, she started putting me in sports as well, because that's what you do with kids, you put them in everything. And lo and behold, I would be like 8 years old on the soccer field, and the coach just like kept putting me in the goal, because I'd be like practicing my dance routines, like, Olivia, the ball's coming. So it was like very clear that my mind was elsewhere. So I took dance very seriously in 8th grade in high school. When we entered high school, I entered a program that was called a half-day program. So I didn't take as many school classes. I would leave school 2 hours earlier than everyone else, and I'd go to ballet. So I was in dance classes from like 2 p.m. until 8 or 9 p.m., 5 days a week. So when I
Right.
was like 14, I pretty much knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Right.
And every decision I made was based on me having a professional career as a performer. So I started working professionally when I was 15. And I just loved it. It just kept going. My first job out of high school was like a month after I graduated, and it was working on a cruise ship with Celebrity Cruise Lines, as a full-time dancer in the production cast, which was incredible. I was gone for like 10 months, traveling on the seas,
Wow.
performing every other night. It was amazing, with a group of dancers and singers from all over the continent. So it just kept going. And for me, there's just such a fun message, and I love the performing. I love
Yes.
making the
Yes.
audience feel something, whether it's feeling something emotional and personal through a film,
Right.
or if it's just bringing joy by doing musical theater numbers on stage on the high seas in front of 1,000 people.
Right.
It's like a way of communication, and it's a way of bringing people together. And
Right.
I've always loved it. And I also love the creative process behind the scenes,
Mm.
all the people working together. You have the costumer, and you have the lighting and the music and just everything. It's like this weird puzzle that seems very discombobulating, and like,
Mhm.
but then it comes together and it creates something really beautiful.
Right. It's rewarding, right? It's
Yeah.
so rewarding. I have such an appreciation and respect for the performing arts.
Mm.
I was very, very fortunate that I grew up taking dance classes just like you. So I know, like, at the age of 2, 3 years old, taking ballet, tap,
Mhm.
jazz my whole life. And then for 25 years, I actually taught dance for
Did
many years. So
you?
I have such an appreciation for the art of
Mm.
ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, point. And then now, being on television, I apply those skills. They're very, very helpful skills and important skills. And I recommend to anybody, if they have children at the age of 2, 3 years old, um, and get them into dance classes, because you learn not just how to dance, you learn rhythm, you build confidence, studies have shown that it boosts their self-esteem naturally, and you're working on your communication skills. You don't realize it,
Yeah.
but also understanding body language and, being confident, stand up straight, poise.
Right.
So it just teaches you so many of those skills that you can apply in any career that you want to enter later in life. So I relate so much. As soon as you were speaking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's speaking my language. I get it. I get it. But that's really awesome that you have this, it's almost like a foundation. Like you have these foundational skills that you apply now, present day. And now that you are entering into the writer and directorial, that realm, I'm sure that you feel like it's natural because you've transitioned so well into it. Could you kind of maybe enlighten us a little bit more about that if you can? I'd love
Yeah,
to
of
hear about how
course.
that experience is going for you.
Yeah, well, I have to say, once a dancer, always a dancer. That
Always. That's true.
never leaves your body.
True.
I take adult ballet classes, and I'm like one of the youngest ones in there, and I'm dancing with like 50-year-old women, and it's there, like it's all in
Yes.
their body. I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I I got injured when I was 24,
Hmm.
and I kind of had to have a bit of a moment of self-reflection, and I was like, I love dance so much, obviously, but realistically, my body's not
Hmm.
the happiest with it right now.
Right.
So I had always loved acting. It really, I mean, it's so intertwined with dance. Dance, you're communicating a message through music. You're not using your voice, but you're using your body, and showing emotion on your face. Um, so for me, I was like, "Okay, I have to learn how to use my voice." Um, so that that transition was really about finding finding my voice. I did a lot of studying at a school called Guildhall, which is in London, England. Um, and from there, I went to an affiliate, like a sister program, in a city south of Paris called Fontainebleau, and the school is called Fontainebleau School of Acting, or Fonact. And it was surprisingly difficult. I think maybe as a dancer, you can kind of understand this, but also in dance class, it's very disciplined. And
Hmm.
so we're really taught to you kind of, it's strict. It's a very strict form. And so learning how to kind of speak up and really use my range of voice and use the the projection of my voice was very interesting. It took me a minute, um, but I found that a lot of the things kind of like instilled in me with dance. Like, you're on stage, you always know where the audience is, you always know to stay open to the audience. You're always on, you're always performing. And I found that applied very quickly to theater, because I'm on stage and I'm always aware, and also to camera. You always have to be open to camera, you always have to be there for light.
Right.
And so that's something that came very naturally because of all my years on stage as a dancer.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but the thing that really started the transition is after my injury, and I was like, okay, I want to get into film and television. Like, let's start this. So I started to go for different castings, like starting in background work, just to kind of get my,
Right. Get your feet wet. Right. Hmm.
exactly, dip the toe.
Hmm.
And what happened was this opportunity came up looking for stunt women for a major movie. And so after going through this massive audition process, my first role into the film world was Wonder Woman.
So
Um,
cool.
Wow.
and that just propelled
Look at that photo.
everything for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were really
my
excited
lady.
about that. I think that's pretty awesome, Olivia. Like, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Like, this was your first like stunt role. Like, this was big.
yeah, this
So
was really big.
tell us a little bit more about that, because we were excited about that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. My ladies there, I love them so much. Um, it was so. I mean, first off, it was a top secret thing. None of us knew what we were going in for, which was hilarious. We all were they were asking for semi-professional athletes, dancers specifically, because we had to learn fight choreography, um, and actors who were super athletic. And so we all went in for an audition. They spaced us out over the course of a week, and they auditioned around 1,000 women.
Wow.
And after about a month and a half to 2 months of just bringing it down, just like downsizing the numbers, it ended up with 40 of us.
Wow.
We did a 4-week boot camp, and then from there it cut down to 20. And that was the 20 of us. We were the core Amazon group.
Wow. To make it that far. That's so cool. That's really awesome.
It was really incredible. And we were on that movie for about 5-6 months, mostly training. We trained with the other lead actors as well, but we all had to get into like really buff shape. And also the lead stunt team, they trained us how to fight with swords and bow and arrows, and, you know, how to die and all of that, which was the most fun. Like, it was so much fun. It was incredibly hard work.
Yes, I'm
It
sure.
was so much hard work. And at the time I was still dancing. So I would go into training from like 8 to 1, and then train back into the city, and then teach from like 3 to 7 or 3 to 8. So it was a really hard year. It was a lot of hard work. But it was incredible. And then we filmed in Italy, and we were just like this traveling troupe of a massive cast and crew that would like go to different cities in Italy. Like the bandwagon would come, and we'd all unload, and we'd film and say hi to the locals, and then go back in and like go to the next spot.
That's so neat. That's so neat. Did you have I'm sorry, I'm like literally like, oh my gosh, I have so many questions about what was it like to be on set. Did you get to see any of, anybody? Obviously there was famous people and just in that core group, and just the lead actors. Did you have a chance to meet was it Gal?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Is it Gal Gadot? Did I say
Gal
right?
Gadot, yeah.
Gadot, yes.
I mean, the whole like lead cast, they're incredible. Such wonderful people, such hard workers, so friendly, so welcoming. When we were in training, we Robin Wright and Connie Nielsen would train with us a lot, and they were such incredible women. I just love them. I love watching them now, because there's great humans.
Right.
And then same like Chris Pine and Gal Gadot, they're wonderful, super friendly people. And as an aspiring actor, watching the dynamic between the director Patty Jenkins, who is a legend. She directed Monster, Charlize Theron in Monster. If no one knows who she is.
Oh yeah, big deal.
But watching that chemistry and that communication between her and her actors, I learned so much. I just kind of sat on the sidelines and watched as much as I could. You'd see them rehearsing with each other and then preparing for like an emotional scene. And I mean, it was truly incredible. And the set was massive. I mean, these huge budget productions are out of this world. I mean, there's just cameras everywhere. And I mean, it's a lot. It's really quite massive, and can be overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But just seeing how everyone interacted, and being there on these super long days and the heat and then these crazy heavy costumes, it was still like at the end of the day, I was like psyched. I'm like, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Right. But that's your passion. That's your passion. That's your heart. You're like, I'm ready to keep going, where some people may not be able to. It's almost like it's a marathon, not a sprint. When you're filming a movie. And a lot of people don't realize what goes into filming this full production, like these major movie films. Like, it's huge. It's extensive. It's long hours, long days. And like you said, you're with, what was it? You said about 5 months of being together with your crew.
Yeah. We were together every day for about 6 months.
See? Yeah. Right. And if you think about it, the scenes that, well, the one, what is it? The second Wonder Woman, was it the first one or the second one?
I was in the first one.
The first one, right. The first one. Yeah. No, there's, the scenes may look like not like, oh, it's just a few seconds or a few minutes, but it was hours and hours of work, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears putting into the production. A lot of people don't realize, what it takes to put together a major movie, a major film like that.
Well, that first battle, that like amazing battle scene where the Amazons meet the men for the first time.
Right.
This scene in the movie, I think it's got to be like 6 to 8 minutes, maybe. That scene took just under 3 weeks to film.
Right.
Wow.
I
Just
believe
that
it.
on that same beach every day.
Yeah. No.
I'm going home and renting this movie.
Rennie,
Yeah.
you need to see. You're going to be looking for Olivia. There's Olivia. There's Olivia. Yes. No. It's such. Listen, if you're a Wonder Woman fan, you appreciate it. I'm a Wonder Woman fan, so I loved the movie. But you definitely, Randy, if you haven't had a chance to watch the movie, you should. And now that you know someone in the movie, but that I'm sure that was just a stepping stone for you, right?
Yeah.
So
And
let's kind of paint that picture for our viewers. Like, so after this incredible experience on set of Wonder Woman, what happened next? Like, I'm sure your career started to continue to blossom.
well, yeah. So after that, after we wrapped that, I went through a grieving period because I missed it so much.
Right. Well, it was a lot of time.
It was so
Yes.
fun. I enrolled in theater school directly after that because I just left on such a high, and I was like, this is my next step. This is what I need to focus
Right.
on. And I enrolled in theater school. I did 2 separate programs that were very intense, very full on drama school programs. Went through a lot of like Shakespeare and contemporary theater and all of that. And then from there, I'm dual citizen. So I'm from Canada originally, but my dad's American. And when I graduated my theater program, I realized for myself that the best next step was for me to come to Los Angeles. Even though I loved living in London so much and I loved living in Europe, I knew that it was time for a change. So I moved to Los Angeles, and I really just had Wonder Woman on my resume, which obviously is an incredible credit to have.
Yes.
But it still isn't a ton. And the European drama schools, I think, are recognized a little bit differently in Los Angeles. So it took me a minute to really like get going. I really came with not a whole lot. I have a massive dance background, which helped me get a commercial agent, and I had a modeling background, so that really helped. But as far as theater and film, television, acting, it took a minute. It took basically me getting trust within my agent.
Right.
So I said, look, let's sign commercially, but I need theatrical representation, and I'll prove that to you that I'm, like worthy of being signed for it. So it took about a year and a half of doing low budget student short films and other short films and little independent projects where I would just like go off on a weekend with some people and just film something just to get footage to put together
that resume.
Exactly, and put together a demo reel.
Right.
So that basically happened, and that was a big hustle for the first about year and a half. And the industry is very difficult. It's just constantly like this,
right.
as you know.
Yes, no, and it's something that it's okay to talk about too, and I think it's important to talk about to anybody listening or wanting to dive into a career of acting or modeling or whatever it may be. That it's not easy, but that's okay, because the saying is nothing. I always feel that nothing worthwhile comes easy, right? And we like to work for it and we hustle for it, because then the reward is far more greater. And you are putting your time, your blood, sweat, and tears, and building your career and your resume, and you knew that, you saw that, okay, I loved this experience on Wonder Woman. I want to keep doing this. I need to elevate myself. I need to enhance my skills. And you did that. You didn't waste any time. You're like, okay, I need to go to school. I need to enhance my skills. I need to put myself in the right network. I need to make this move. And you did that. You took those risks. So, hats off to you, Olivia, for taking those risks to do that. I mean, it's not easy. It's scary for some people.
What? Thank you so. My gosh, I feel like you're my hype woman. I love that.
Yeah, but it's true. Listen, it needs to be acknowledged. I feel you just painted that picture for me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel that work ethic. She did what she had to do. And I'm sure at the time it was scary and you didn't know. And you had to take those steps instead of just throwing in the towel and say, okay, I got nothing. I'm just going to, kind of quit. You didn't. You
Yeah.
persevered.
And you have to get used to rejection too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, that is so true. And I think I find this too with a lot of just artists in general, whether you're a painter or an actor or a dancer or a writer. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
very good friend of mine is a screenwriter in Los Angeles, and any sort of creative type of work that you're doing that is basically all self-motivation,
Mm-hmm.
really. Um, it is very difficult, and it does go like this. And it is, like you said, it is good to talk about it, to be open about, because it reminds other people that they're not alone
Yes.
in their
Mm-hmm.
like fight and perseverance and all of that, because it
Mm-hmm.
can feel quite lonely sometimes when you're just like, am I doing this right? Like, what's going on? And no two journeys are the same either.
Right.
It's
Oh, I
very
love you
hard
said that.
to, yeah, but I mean, a lot of people like to like give advice and tell you what to do next. And it's like, everyone comes from a different background. Everyone has
Mm-hmm.
a unique way of working their art. So it really is tough to compare journeys. It
Yes.
really is. It's so individual. And it's tough, but it's high risk, high reward. It's so worth it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to say that over and over
Yeah.
again. For anybody listening,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that it's all about the journey versus the destination,
Yeah.
and what you take away from it and what you learn and how you grow and how you navigate these experiences. What can you do to better yourself and, just take yourself to the next level? And it's work.
Yeah.
It's work. And there's nothing wrong with rolling up your sleeves and putting in the work in. And I love that you're not afraid to talk about it. That's really important. You got to, we have to talk about these things. Everyone's quick to talk about the success. Well, let's talk about the work. Let's talk about the sacrifices. Let's talk about how you persevered through all these hurdles, like you said, the roller coaster, and I love that. And now let's talk about your accolades and these movie releases. Let's talk about that, because we didn't mention it earlier. So did you want to mention any specific ones and how we can find out or look into it more?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as you said in the intro, Looking for Her is
Yes.
it's a holiday rom-com film that that was released in November, December. I can't remember now, but it's on Tubi to stream for free, and you can also rent it on iTunes. And that's been really well received. We're super excited about that. The woman who I act with is also the writer and director, Ali Swarens, and she's incredibly talented. This is the second film that we've made together. So this was just a really exciting project for it to be released and for have people to reach out and say how much they love it. And so that's just been so fun. I have another one called Toxic Impulses, which is a thriller. I'm kind of like the anti-heroine. Like, you don't really want me to win, but I might. Like, you're kind of rooting for me, but you also are not. That one's going to be on Tubi pretty soon as well, but it's also available to rent on iTunes. And then we have Cheer Drama Murder, which is such a fun movie. We don't know the release date on that one yet, but I'll be sure to post it online when we do. And then there is Her Fiance's Double Life, which was filmed in South Carolina, and that's going to be out on Lifetime in May. And this is obviously, you can tell by the menacing look on the lovely Jonathan's face that this is more of a mystery thriller.
Right. But so much to be proud of. Wow, you've been busy.
I've been trying.
Busy.
Is your husband in business as well?
He's not. No, Grant is a special projects coordinator at Los Angeles World Airports. So he works in LA, not in the entertainment industry, but he did dabble in it for a hot minute, which is how we met. We met working in the theater company together, which was one of my first jobs when I moved to LA. And as he likes to say, that was the height of his career, was meeting me, and then he left.
Oh, love that. Yes, see, that's so perfect. Grant, if you're listening, she loves you, clearly. It's true love.
Yeah.
I know that we had a question earlier. Someone had had asked about how did you two, how did you guys meet? And I'm so glad that you touched on that, because I know that when it's funny, during the podcast, Randy and I, we like to talk and we like to have conversation, and we kind of just go off on, not, I don't want to say tangents, but we like to just go with the flow, whatever comes naturally when we talk to our guests. And I always try to get to the questions that our viewers are, are asking. But I'm so glad that you mentioned that, 'cause someone did ask about how did you guys meet. So that's beautiful. And it seems like he's very supportive of what
Oh,
you're doing in your career.
he is so, so supportive, so supportive. And I think, I mean, quite honestly, that's one of the reasons why we are together, is because
Mm-hmm.
I am very career focused, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I can't really be in a relationship with somebody that's not going to support this wild ride that I am inevitably going to be on.
Right.
And he does every self tape with me, no matter how tired he is. When he comes home from work, he's like,
Right.
he's there reading with me, even if it takes 2 hours.
Wow.
He's there at every premiere. He takes all the behind the scenes photos. He's incredibly supportive,
Right, that's a
which
big role. Randy,
it,
if you know anything about
yeah,
self-tape auditions, it's a lot of work. I mean,
yeah.
just look at our production set we have here. Imagine
Wow.
doing this on your own for a self-tape audition. So not only are you, you have the nerves are kicking in, you want to make sure you present yourself in the way that's fit for the role that you're auditioning for, but the lighting, the sound, the quiet room, and then making sure the lines are executed correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes,
It's incredible.
everybody needs a Grant in their life, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Right? Right. That's so funny. All right. So I
Yeah.
do want to mention your nonprofit. I
Oh,
am I'm
yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh yes, we definitely have to talk about this. Olivia, I know Randy knows, but I co-founded my own nonprofit literacy organization 20 years ago
Oh,
called Success Won't Wait Incorporated. And I promote literacy and reading to young children. So when I saw that you have this amazing nonprofit organization called Shoebox Project, we need to talk about this. So let's, tell us its mission and what it's all about.
sure. I'm going to look up yours too. That sounds incredible. Wow.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
amazing. Um, so the Shoebox Project was founded in Toronto
Mhm.
back in 2011 by a group of sisters and sister-in-laws. And they have been across Canada very, very successfully since then. Um, and they then expanded to the US and to the UK. So each city, each chapter has a chapter coordinator. So 2 years ago, I found out about the nonprofit and I was like, oh, I want to participate. And I found that they didn't have a chapter coordinator in Los Angeles. And I was like, well, I guess I'll do that. So,
Wow.
so I've kind of taken on that position. But the Shoebox Project for Women, it's a nonprofit that provides shoeboxes filled with gifts and necessities for women living in shelters impacted by homelessness.
Mm,
Wow.
And
wow.
the mission really is to provide support, a community, just pass on love to women who are
Mhm.
really trying to get their life back on track from whatever circumstance. I've been doing these deliveries now for 2 years, and I've met women who have so many different stories and journeys and reasons for why
Mhm.
they're in the shelter. And really, the mission is to give them a hug and tell them that they're not alone and that we're
Mhm.
rooting for them, and give them a beautiful gift. The founders found that there were a lot of around the holiday season. There was a lot of like shoeboxes for kids and a lot going on for children. But they were going, what about the moms of the children?
Mm,
How can we give back to them? How can we help support them so that they can, continue being moms or just, these women? So,
right.
so that's what the nonprofit is, and I love being a part of it. It's really
Yeah,
Wow.
amazing.
we can tell your passion
Yeah.
is your heart is there too, and it's a beautiful thing because for anybody being involved with any nonprofit is healthy, is good. Find what fuels your fire,
Mhm.
because it is truly yes, rewarding, but on another level. And you can tell just by the photos, you were showing us, that it's truly gives you. It's almost like it gives you meaning to give back, and
Yeah,
it's healthy. It's very healthy, but it's important to give back. And your involvement with the Shoebox Project, I had no idea about this nonprofit organization. So yeah, I mean, the fact that you were able to introduce us to this, I mean, I don't think they have a chapter in Delaware. They
they
should.
don't.
They don't,
No,
right? Okay, they should.
they don't.
No, I'm busy. Maybe I was like, I don't know. I got my own nonprofit right now, but I would support it. 100%
Mm,
support this, the Shoebox Project for women. I think that it's helping women impacted by homelessness. I think that is very much prevalent and should be, you know. I guess you would say recognized and promoted. So
yeah,
maybe you never know. Maybe a Delaware chapter will come about just from this interview. But Olivia,
that would be awesome.
thank you for
Yeah.
Yeah.
bringing attention to this.
Yeah.
This is important.
And if you can make time for a project like this, everybody can make time.
Mhm.
Like you're
Yeah,
extremely
and
busy.
and it's also that's kind of the beauty of it too is that the holiday drive is the big one, you
Okay.
know. Then we do a few other drives throughout the year. Uh, so it ebbs and flows as well, which is really great because like right around the holiday I can give like all of the attention to it and I can like
Right.
really reach out. We got really great sponsorships this year, which was super exciting. So it really is like I consistently am reaching out to people throughout the
Mm.
year, but then when I decide to do a drive, it like full throttle. So
Awesome. Well,
it's a nice wave.
if you ever need children's books. I do have adult books. Now that I think about it, I have a warehouse where I store all my books that I collect for
Mm,
redistribution. So what we do is we collect books, predominantly children's books, but I do get a lot of chapter books and adult books, and we sort through them, salvage the ones that are that are still in good condition, and we redistribute them to places where they're needed most. So we do partner with other nonprofits if you need books. I have access to it.
okay.
If think about that. If not, I'm always
Yeah.
thinking because reading is important for all ages.
Yeah. Yeah,
Reading is important for
absolutely.
all ages. But thank you again for your efforts with the Shoebox Project. For
Yeah.
those listening, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Ways to, I'm sure you're looking for donations, sponsors, ways
Yes.
they can help and contribute. I just have to chime in. Grant is listening. Your husband's listening. I love it. He goes, "I'm listening," and she was right. I love that. That's so great. See,
Support.
supportive. I
Yeah.
love
Very
it. That's
supportive.
how it should be. I love that. That's a beautiful connection, a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about the wedding. We talked about your incredible career, and obviously you are a philanthropist as well. What's next?
Hmm. What is
Are
it?
you? I don't know if you're allowed to say anything. Any new projects?
No, I mean, there's always stuff in the works.
Okay.
I've been very happy with how things have been progressing over the
Good.
last year. So I just want things to keep going.
Good.
I
Consistency, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
consistency is everything. Just I enjoy working in every project I do, so I just more. I'm just like, let's
Perfect.
yes, thank you, more please.
Yes.
I'm just all the things. I'd love to expand the Shoebox Project a bit more,
There you go.
um, and to just keep working with other artists and all of that. I've just been
Excellent.
enjoying it so much.
Excellent. Olivia, how can our viewers and listeners follow your journey and follow you? Tell us your Instagram handle, website, all that good stuff.
So my Instagram is at Olivia Deanne, Deanne. And then my website is oliviabuckle.com. Instagram is usually where I put everything and I have links to different projects that I've been working on. And then the Shoebox Project, I manage that Instagram page as well. So that's Shoebox Project _ Los Angeles.
Hmm.
And I basically kind of post everything there. Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, we're so
Yeah.
excited. All right. Well, we are nearing the end of the interview. And as tradition, Randy,
Yeah.
right, we like to ask all of our guests this traditional question. So here it is. If you could chat with anyone from the past or present on a podcast, who would it be and why?
So I think, I mean, I could give like a full list of people,
I'm
but
sure.
but the top of the list, it has to be Lady Gaga.
Yes.
I I really love her.
Wow.
I love her music. She's an incredible actor, and
Mhm.
and she's had a very interesting journey, very, very interesting one. And I think she has a really interesting point of view.
Mm.
And that's one that I would really, I really like to discuss that. Um, and I think she would just be a riot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's a great
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I
Right?
would tune in for that
Yeah.
podcast,
Me too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I would tune in for that one. So Lady Gaga, if you're listening,
Yeah.
Olivia Buckle would love to interview you.
Would love it.
Well, Olivia, thank you again for
Yeah.
joining us here on Pronto. We were so excited to meet you and connect with you. And again, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to
Yeah.
join us. We wish you so much luck and continued success in your career, also with your involvement in the nonprofit and any future projects. Please don't be a stranger to the Pronto podcast. We'd
I will.
love to have you back on in the future for an update. And
Awesome.
hopefully we get to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. That was so lovely.
Of course. All right. You
Thank you.
take care, Olivia.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I knew she would be amazing.
Yeah.
I had a
Really
feeling,
amazing.
right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're so fortunate to have so many incredible people on the show.
Yeah, I was thinking today, I want to be friends with everybody that we had the show.
Yes. I mean, it's just listen, we're very fortunate that we get so many, influential people that join us and that want to join us
Right.
and have the conversation and share their story. And that's what it's all about, is sharing their story, because Pronto is not just about us talking about
Right.
our lives. It's about inspiring. And we are able to provide this platform for our guests to share their stories and inspiration, because that's really what it's all about. And I love that Olivia was able to really be transparent with us about her journey. I appreciated that. And I'm sure everybody listening appreciated that it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be work. It's supposed to be hard work. And you're supposed to push through. And she persevered, and she knew that she really loved acting and needed to enhance her skills. She went to school, she learned, and that's also that dancer in her. She's very disciplined, and she knew, okay, if I want to be good at it, I have to work hard for it. I have to practice, and with repetition, she knew that she would get to the next level. So that was really awesome.
How about the wedding? It's
Oh my gosh, those
beautiful, right?
beautiful wedding, beautiful photos. I mean, I'm so happy she was able to share that with us. And thank you for Grant tuning in.
Yeah.
That was really awesome that her husband was able to show support. And I'm all about, having a supportive, I guess you would say, significant other, by your side, really cheering you on. That's really, really important. And it's healthy, really, really healthy, because I love that she's so career driven.
Right. And we were
Yes.
lucky enough to do the hair and makeup for her wedding.
Oh,
So
you
that's-
did. Curry Hair, Skin and Nails
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
the hair and makeup for the wedding.
Yeah.
Well, it showed. The pictures were gorgeous, obviously, but her hair and her styling was beautiful. I mean, she's gorgeous naturally. So
And she was a big hit. Like all the beauty providers loved her.
really? Oh my God.
Her personality. Yeah.
Ah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for everyone tuning in. I mean, the 12th episode of Pronto.
Wow.
And to many more. But make sure that you join us next Monday, February 20th, for our 13th episode. Lucky
Right.
13.
Yeah.
Lucky 13. We're very excited. Again, everyone, thank you for joining Randy and I. Oh, yes, Randy,
And
please.
the audience is growing immensely.
Yes, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good sign.
And we have a surprise coming in March.
Ah, stay tuned.
So,
I love
yeah.
surprises. Do I know about the surprise?
I think you do.
Okay.
I think
All right.
you're
Well,
part of it.
okay. Stay tuned for March. There's a surprise.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next Monday, February 20th, for our 13th episode. We have someone joining us from Chopped, the Food Network. Chopped, award-winning home cook Lisa Keys.
Yeah,
Oh, stay tuned.
Should be good.
All right. Well, pronto, Randy.
Pronto, Vincenza.